Hello, friends. If you're new here, I am Louise Eddington, astrologer, author, and wisdom weaver. And if you're loving these cosmic updates, please don't forget to hit subscribe and join the Spiral Weave. Prices will be going up on July the 1st, so now's the time to get in on all the juicy extras. If you're on YouTube, you can join here by becoming a member. If you are on Substack, you just become a paid subscriber to join the Spiral Weave, and everybody will be grandmothered in at the current price if you join now. But also, before I dive in and tell you what we're talking about, I have the first proof of my book. This is Series in Astrology, coming July the 13th, pre-order link coming soon. Now then, I make myself laugh. This is what AI is talking, images for Mars in Virgo. And I happen to be wearing this t-shirt from the band The Killers that I went to see. And I'm like, Mars, the warrior. But Mars in Virgo is a bit different. So we're going to dive into the Mars in Virgo transit, which runs from June the 17th to August the 6th. So it's a relatively quiet transit until it isn't. And I also pulled 3 cards for this transit. So look for those at the end. So I'm calling this sacred precision or spiral of perfectionism and the T-square reckoning. So stay around for all of that. So anyway, Mars in Virgo is not exactly the raging wildfire of Leo or Aries. This is surgical fire. It cuts clean, refines and channels passion into systems, healing, ritual and right use of will. This transit asks, where are you ready to purify your actions? Are you working smarter, not harder? What would it look like to serve and not just act? So when Mars is in Virgo, it's less go big or go home and more fix the leaking pipe and then go home. But just because it's practical, don't think it's passive. This is the sacred warrior of discernment, the one who says no more to chaos through clarity. So there are some key aspects, but not very many, through this journey of Mars through Virgo. So we start on June the 22nd with Mars will make an aspect of opportunity, a sextile, to Jupiter in Cancer at 2 degrees. And that, like warm tea on a cold day, will offer an opportunity to align healing action with emotional growth. So that is great for launching service-based projects, grounding intuitive sparks, or making supportive changes at home or in your routines. So think inspired action with heart-centered purpose. Now, we don't have another significant aspect. There are some aspects to asteroids, and I will talk about those on a daily basis with my Substack writing. But we don't have another significant aspect until July the 4th, when Mars will make an unbroken flow trine aspect to Pholus in Capricorn at 10 degrees. And that is a spark that turns into a wildfire if you're not careful, or it could be a healing release of long-held tension if you are careful. Pholus says a little thing can change everything, and Virgo Mars says, well, then let's do it right. So use this aspect on July the 4th to break patterns with precision. Tiny action equals big outcome. Now then, flipping right ahead to July the 20th, Mars will meet the Virgo South Node. That's karmic cleanup time. Mars hits the South Node and demands that you release outdated ways of working, serving, or fixing. You might see burnout from over-efforting, people-pleasing patterns resurfacing, and a reckoning with why you do with what you do. It's a great moment to cut cords with old roles or rituals that no longer serve. Don't just do things out of habit, do them with intention or not at all. Now, here's the big aspect. On July the 23rd, Mars will square Venus in Gemini and oppose Nessus in Pisces. That's T-square drama at 21 degrees Virgo, Gemini, Pisces. That's the crescendo of this transit. Mars square Venus can bring tension between action and attraction, doing and desiring. Virgo and Gemini argue about facts versus feelings, words versus deeds. An opposing Nessus, the shadow of control, manipulation, or past abuse dynamics, could rear up, personally or collectively. It's not a light moment. Now, this T-square hits the mutable axis, so watch for old patterns playing out in new costumes, not just yours, other people's as well. Relationships may reach a boiling point, especially where unspoken resentment or unhealthy dynamics have been stewing. And this is all your relationships, remember. And on the higher level, this can be a breakthrough moment, a chance to rewrite the story of how you serve, how you love, and how you act, with sacred boundaries and clear consent. So think, really, piercing the poison, Nessus, with precision. So in summary, Mars in Virgo is the warrior monk. Quiet but potent, efficient, exacting. He only strikes when the blade is sharp and the path is clear. This transit overall, though, will give you space to refine your energy, and then in late July asks you to use that clarity to cut ties with the past and move towards love, truth, and power that doesn't come at someone else's expense. So before I finish up, let's look at the cards. So the 3 cards I pulled, let's look at this one first. I pulled the 4 of Cups. This Virgo precision, it's asking, what have you outgrown? This card shows emotional stagnation, not because life is empty, but because the heart is full of shoulds, regrets, or numb routines. Mars conjunct the South Node is the moment the 4th cup arrives. You'll miss it if you're too busy judging the ones you've already drunk. So stop doing what no longer brings life. Disengage to re-engage. Look again. Something new is being quietly offered. And you might not be seeing it yet, those cups at the bottom. So the 2nd cup, Goddess of Cups. This is Ariadne. So here she is again, the thread weaver, the emotional compass, the one who knows how to walk labyrinths of longing and come out with grace. As Mars in Virgo gets tangled in the T-square with Venus and Nessus, Ariadne reminds us, your sensitivity is not a liability, it's the key. She asks, can you act from devotion, not perfectionism? Can you feel fully without becoming flooded or reactive? She brings sacred compassion into that July the 23rd storm. So think wise love, boundaries with softness, and truth told like a blessing. Lastly, and then we'll just finish up. 6 of Threads. Victory, but earned. This isn't flashy Leo-style triumph. This is Virgo's slow burn win. The one you get when you tend the tiny steps, honor the invisible labor, and show up even when it's not glamorous. Mars in Virgo teaches us the power of consistency. And this card affirms the effort does lead somewhere, especially if you drop the outdated patterns by late July. My voice is going for some reason. The message of this card overall is claim your progress. Let service be seen. You don't have to disappear to be spiritual. So in summary, Four of Cups is a reevaluating what truly nourishes. The Goddess of Cups, emotional wisdom as a guiding thread. And the Six of Threads, quiet victories through mindful action. My cat's complaining here. Together they remind us refinement is not rejection, healing is not hiding, and love, the real kind, is always threaded with truth. So if you like this video and if it helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to stay in the loop, and remember, Spiral Weave members get even more cosmic goodies like Q&A calls and tarot spreads and behind the scenes magic. So join now before the July price bump. Until next time, move with intention and don't be afraid to wield your sacred no. Much love from the loom.